All right, guys, what's going on? Welcome in. So in this one, I wanted to kind of address and give my thoughts on the whole Matt Stafford situation. There's a lot of rumors flying around with Matt Stafford, and like typically when the season ends, you get like the random rumors that just they just aren't true. It's more so like speculation based, but this Matt Stafford thing just is not going away. There's just a lot of just small little rumblings, right? As far as maybe the Giants being interested. The Rams wanting to maybe move off of Stafford because of the durability concerns, long-term concerns. We also heard an insider the other day talking about, the Rams want Stafford to be fully bought in moving forward. And because of this whole Cooper Kupp thing, there seems to be like a rift growing. It's just kind of strange. Right now, let's just kind of live in this world, right, where Matt Stafford does in fact get traded. The number one team that everyone's talking about is the New York Giants. Now, Adam Schefter did report that the Giants will not be trading the third pick for Matt Stafford. So let's imagine that the Giants send away, some sort of hypothetical package not involving a first-round pick. They go out and land Stafford. What's the ripple effect? Well, now, first things first, the Rams need a quarterback. The Rams are a win-now team, and if the Rams aren't getting the third pick, what are the Rams going to do? I doubt that they're going to draft, like a Quinn Ewers, a Jackson Dart, and say, bring one of those guys in the second round or third round and say, okay, you are our savior, you're the day one starter, you now need to lead us to the playoffs. I could see them drafting one of those guys, but not being put in a position to be the day one starter. So I think it would I would imagine that they would probably target a veteran quarterback. Could that veteran quarterback be an Aaron Rodgers? We've heard that rumor before. Could the Rams go out and pay Sam Darnold, right? You look at the Rams offense with Sean McVay. It's similar to Kevin O'Connell. Kevin O'Connell came from the Sean McVay coaching tree. And even before that, Darnold was with the 49ers and Kyle Shanahan. So there is that offensive fit with Sam Darnold with the LA Rams. Could that take place, right? I think it's pretty realistic. And so if the Rams decide to go down that route and bring in a veteran quarterback, of course it takes a veteran quarterback off the board for the Jets, right? Maybe they go with a Kirk Cousins, maybe they go with a Derek Carr. Who knows what which quarterback the Rams would identify. But the bottom line is it would take a veteran off the market for the Jets. And so you're now looking ahead to the NFL draft, right? If the Jets don't go out and sign a bridge guy like a Cousins or a Carr or a Fields or, take your pick on whoever, a Jarrett Stidham, who I think is interesting because of the Darren Muji connection and also being a system fit for what the Jets would want to do, assuming that we run something similar or the same system that the Lions run. You look ahead to the NFL draft. Well, now how does the draft get impacted? Well, the Jets are sitting there at spot number 7. If the Giants no longer need a quarterback at spot number 3, they have Matt Stafford and they go BPA. Let's say it's Travis Hunter. Let's say it's, Abdul Carter. All of a sudden, one less blue chip player is off the board for the Jets, but there's a higher chance that a quarterback falls to New York at spot number 7. Now, I do think the Raiders that's a team that I feel like it's going to be really difficult to get by. Like if the Jets are truly eyeing Sanders or Ward, trying to hope that one of them gets beyond Vegas is very, very difficult. I feel like it's probably pretty slim, assuming that the Raiders don't go out and sign one in free agency, right? Because the Raiders have $80+ million in cap space. They could go out and be a player for Darnold. What happens if the Rams get Rodgers, Raiders get Darnold, Giants get Stafford? Now there's a real chance that there's a QB on the board for the Jets. Then the question turns to should a quarterback be the pick at spot number 7? And that's obviously up for debate. Some people are for it, some people are against it. I don't really think there's a wrong answer at this point in time because the Jets have so many needs. We can go with wide receiver, we can go with tight end, we can go with defensive tackle if one falls. I doubt it. Because I really only feel like Mason Graham is kind of the only defensive tackle we're taking within the top 10. You could argue a Will Johnson, go out and get a CB1 and put him in the role of a CB2 and you're paying him, a cheap rookie deal. I think that makes a lot of sense. There's a lot of Ted McMillan. There's a lot of different situations where the Jets can win the 7th overall pick. But if the Jets have a chance to draft their quarterback of their future and maybe stash him behind Jordan Travis and Tyrod Taylor for a season, and you don't have to trade anything, you're not moving up in the first round, you're not giving away future first to go land that QB, you could definitely argue that that would make sense, especially if Muji, Aaron Glenn, and Tanner Inkstrand are all in love with one specific player. If they are all on board, they're all pounding on the table, let's go out and get this guy. It's hard to, who am I to argue that? I'm not going to sit here and say that the Jets are wrong or the Jets shouldn't do that if everyone on board, everyone within the new regime is on board with drafting a quarterback that they all love. Now, if there's a question, I don't know if this is the right move. We don't really love this guy. We just like him. He might not be the best fit. Then don't take him. Just go BPA. But I really don't feel like I really don't feel like the Jets could go wrong here. So this whole Matt Stafford thing is really, really interesting. And I don't know. I still feel like he's going to be with the Rams next season, but we'll see how it plays out. How much are you buying into the Stafford rumors? It's not going away. It just keeps on being talked about. So anyway, let me know your thoughts. Thanks so much. And as always, go Jets.